Hey, lovely. Before we get stuck into this week's podcast, I want to let you know that I'm hosting a brand new free training inside our official Brand Lover community on Tuesday, the 22nd of February. It's called The Key Components of a Rock Solid Brand, even if you're new to business. I'll be covering exactly what you need to focus on to cultivate a professional, heartfelt brand before you even think about your logo or your website. It's the difference between giving your brand a rocket-fueled start or stalling 100 times before you finally kick into gear. All you need to do is come on over to the official Brand Lover community. You'll find the link below and join us for our next free live training. The key components to a rock-solid brand, even if you're new to business. Welcome to Brand Lover. Honest, real, and lively conversations for flourishing entrepreneurs and budding business owners on a mission to cultivate a heartfelt brand that connects with their purpose-driven mission. My hope is that you walk away feeling inspired and refreshed with a weekly takeaway in your back pocket that you can apply to your life or business. The reason we are in business is to sell stuff, right? No matter what your purpose is or how you got started, whether you started out as a hobby or to fulfill a need that aligns with your own personal convictions, we're all in the business of helping people. When it all boils down to it, that's what you're doing. That's what I'm doing. That's what we are all doing. Helping people in some way, whether it be coaching, a service, a course, a membership, a product, gifts. They all fill a need and essentially make your customers' lives easier or better. So why do we get so stuck when it comes to asking for a sale or offering our services or suggesting a more comprehensive package that might cost a little bit more? Why do we pull back from sending an email showcasing a new service? What is it that makes us worry about how many of our social media posts point to what we're actually selling rather than entertaining or simply being social? It's simple. Fear, your ego, and the endless what ifs. So tell me if this sounds familiar. You're worried about what people might think of you if you put your offer out into the world and nobody takes you up on it. There's crickets. You don't want to come across as salesy or pushy. That's gross. Maybe you're afraid of losing followers or having those scary email unsubscribes. You start down the what if path. What if nobody buys? What if they say no? What if all of this fails? Here's the secret to selling more. Are you ready? Get over yourself. It's not about you. I'll let that sink in for a minute. And here's another truth bomb. Even though you're in the business of helping people, to do that, you need to make sales. Otherwise, you're a charity. 90% of business is actually sales and marketing. And to do both of those things effectively, you need a strong brand. Your job is to be the gift your people didn't even know that they needed. Here's a little real life example. So let's imagine you're a hairdresser. Your client walks in and says she's having a particular problem and she thinks she needs a color or some kind of haircut style to solve that problem. So you go ahead and you do that for her, even if you know there is a better solution that costs a little bit more. You're afraid to suggest it for fear of being rejected, or you simply assume that she doesn't want to spend that much because she has come in and asked for something specific. Your client is a little disillusioned because the result isn't exactly fixing her original problem as well as she thought that it would. She then discovers that there was a better solution available and feels frustrated and annoyed that you didn't fill her need properly. The flow-on effect of this is that she goes off and tells all of her friends about her experience, and that can be damaging to your brand. Now let's imagine if you had offered her the better slightly more costly solution. She most likely would have jumped at the chance to fix her problem in the best way possible, and above and beyond that, been grateful to you for serving her on a better level. So in the end, you have a happier client, which means your brand gets some loving. She's going to go and tell all of her friends, and you've made more money as a byproduct. Win-win. So how can you apply this example to your own business? Do you have bundle packs that you know are better value for your customers, but you shy away from marketing them, often because it makes you feel like you're being pushy? Do you automatically offer potential clients your baseline package rather than a more comprehensive package that you know is going to be better for them in the long term, but you simply assume that they can't afford it or that they don't want to spend the money? It's your job to serve your people in the best way possible. To do that, lovely lady, you need to get over yourself, get over your fears, your ego, and your worries about what people will think of you. Because you're actually doing them a disservice by putting a filter or dimming the light switch on how your business is going to help them. People are bombarded with thousands of marketing messages every single day, everywhere that they are. To cut through the noise, you need to make a clear offer. They will either purchase or politely decline. It's not personal. One of the key things to give you confidence in selling more lies within the magic of your brand. If you have a rock solid brand foundation with longevity in mind, clear direction, strong brand positioning, and a professional aesthetic, you will not only save time fluffing around with your marketing, but you will stand head and shoulders above your competition and know that the message you are sending to sell your products and services is perfect for your potential clients and customers. So don't forget to come on over to the official Brand Lover community. You'll find the link below in the show notes, and join us for our next free live training, the key components of a rock solid brand, even if you're new to business. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this week's episode of Brand Lover, take a screenshot of wherever you're listening and share your biggest takeaway on Instagram or Facebook, and don't forget to tag me. I'd love to give you a shout out and thank you personally. Also, feel free to subscribe and leave a review to help the Brand Lover podcast reach more heart-aligned entrepreneurs just like yourself. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.